Afternoon, everybody. We are going to continue with painting this castle.
I saw it when I walked, boy.
I'm going to do some of the weathering on this floor first. Then we're going to glue this, or then we're going to paint this underside here. Glue this on like so. After that's done, and then we'll worry about doing the whole thing as a one color, since I can't color match for crap, evidently. Tends to mix better if I put the water in first. Dirt. I almost licked that off my finger. Spoon would have thought that was great, but it would not have tasted good. And again, when doing washes, I just wet the paintbrush and spread it about. When you're doing flat surfaces like this. Much in that corner. Just notice that there's some down in here. It didn't get got, so just using a slightly thinner brush.
I saw it when I walked, boy.
To brush it down in the actual cracks. I don't know why none of the pigment was staying on this section. Seems to be going on better with this brush than the big brush. I think the big brush may have had too stiff of bristles, maybe. And so it was taking up the gray paint and spreading it instead of depositing. See, that's what I get for trying to be lazy and using a big brush for doing some of the detailing work. Oh, and the airbrush is on hold for a little while longer. Because while it would be nice to just buy the $50 airbrush set, I'm looking at buying one that's an actual decent one with decent reviews. The $50 one I was looking at didn't have any reviews, so I'm just like... And again, for those who haven't seen my other videos, this just helps me dry the paint faster. It's at the temperatures that I've got this, it might as well be a hairdryer. And while it is a hot air gun from a reworked station, I would not recommend using a heat gun to do this, because it would probably melt your plastic. I've got this down to 100 Celsius, which this PLA won't start melting until 170 Celsius. So as long as you keep it moving, it should be fine. But like I said, a hairdryer on low would probably do just as good, so. I just don't happen to have a hairdryer out in the shed. The hairdryer's inside in the bathroom, and I don't want to go get it. Toasted almond? Yeah, it was toasted almond. Now comes the dry brushing. Just kind of start where a place that would have dirt and work your way away. So in the corners, and in this case around the windows. Remember, I'm putting two different kinds of dirt on this. I'm putting a light dirt and a dark dirt. So don't go too overboard with only a single color. And the trick with dry brushing, have a nice soft brush. In this case, I'm using, I think this is an eyeliner brush. I don't know. Came out of a makeup kit. You get just a little bit on the brush, and then you wipe a fair amount off, but also, you know, push some into the brush. And then you just kind of stroke along. Remember, when doing walls, you'll kind of want to go in the direction that the dirt is going to flow. And you can lay it on as thick or as light as you want. Now you could, in theory, mix all your own colors, but I just enjoy using pre-mixeds. Now this is a darker dirt, so I'm gonna go a little bit more sparing with this one. And this one's gonna be mostly in corners and around the windows. This is the stuff that's been sitting on the floor for a while. I'm laying these layers down first because where does the moss and stuff that I'll be adding next grow? It grows in the dirt that builds up on things. A little bit of black. Some of the corners. Add a little bit of black to the walls, because, you know, hey, could be some soot from years of using candles in this castle. Along with this, the general dirt and... Don't go in the paint. Hi, Mr. Ars44. How are you this day? Doing a little painting of a castle for my corn snake, because she's my little princess. I 3D printed it on my Ender, which, oh, you can't see because it's out of camera shot. Just doing some dry brushing right now before I glue the next layer on. I haven't thought about doing a crown for her yet, but thank you for the follow. She doesn't like things to touch her head anyway, so she probably wouldn't work, but maybe one of these days. I mean, I have gotten into 3D printing TPU, so maybe I can print her a TPU crown. But I don't know how much you know painting. I'm doing a technique that's called dry brushing that adds, you know, just a little bit of texture here and there, you know, like dirt and grime. In this case, I'm using a yellowish green that I'm gonna mix with also just some olive green and some canary yellow to like simulate actually, I didn't use canary yellow. I think I used chartreuse. Yeah, I used chartreuse to try to make it look like moss growing on things. Because this is, you know, a dragon, aka my corn snake, has taken over this castle from the humans, and it is hers now. But yeah, you just get a little bit of paint on your brush. Wipe most of it off, but also wipe some into the brush. And then just with a light hand, brush it on, and it'll leave it on the high spots. In this case, I'm using a makeup brush because they're nice, soft, and cheap. And this will... this technique inevitably wears out your brushes. And, you know, they do make brushes specifically for dry brushing, but to spend that money on that when I can spend $12 on a 20-piece makeup brush set. That was the yellow green. A little bit of olive. And these paints, they're called Crafter's Collection. They're just the simple acrylic paints that you get. I get them from Hobby Lobby because it's around the corner. From my house. And dry brushing doesn't take a whole lot of paint. I mean, you see how little of a dot of paint I put on there. And again, with this, just think about nature on this stuff. Like I said, I'm going for moss and dirt and grime, because this is a castle that hasn't been upkept by humans in a while. So, like, around the windows, in the corners, doorways. There may be some out here in the middle of the floor, but not as much, you know? Same goes with, like, if you're painting a miniature. What part of your well, let's take a Space Marine from Warhammer 40k, for example. What parts of his uniform are gonna be the dirtiest? Usually his boots, any tails on coats if he's wearing a jacket or anything like that. Well, I guess Space Marines don't really wear jackets, but you get the point, you know. The tail of a cape, or the actual breech area of a firearm. That kind of stuff is going to get dirtier than all the rest. Again, on structures. Where's the dirt and grime gonna collect? It's gonna collect at the bottom because the water's gonna flow down and take it there. It's gonna, you know, gather around windows where it's moisture's coming in. It's gonna be down in the creeks and cracks and crevices. But ultimately, it's have fun and paint it the way you want it. Okay. I'm gonna set that aside for a minute. Because I'm gonna paint the bottom of this so I can glue it onto there. I've been mixing my own gray for this, and I've been unsuccessful at maintaining a perfect color ratio, or, you know, a perfect color match. But about that much white. So 1 drop of black. And 1 drop of navy blue. What I was going for is I've got this kind of bluish gray that I liked the color of. I can't find any big bottles of it, so I'm just like, I'll make my own close approximation to it. That's an easy recipe that I can remember to, you know, every time I make it. But then, like I said, is I haven't been 100% consistent on it. And then somebody on Reddit the other day mentioned a technique that I'm gonna try on this batch. That instead of having the paint really thick like I have been, thin it out a little bit so it's about the consistency of, well, he said milk, but I don't know if I'm going to quite go that thin. If I was airbrushing, yes, I would go to the consistency of milk, but but it goes on easier and it doesn't show brush strokes as much. Now, I splattered myself, but I don't see where I got it, so... will say it does go on easier, but it's still showing the brush strokes pretty predominantly. Chunk of paint, chunk of dried paint on the brush there. Maybe as it dries, the brush strokes disappear, but I don't think so. But it is going to need another coat. Now this is a side that only my snake will ever see, but I still kind of want to make it look nice, you know, if somebody does pull it out of her cage and look at it. And this is basically just a hot air gun that I'm using to speed up the drying process so I can don't have to wait as long between coats. Otherwise, this stream would literally be watching paint dry for the majority of it. I will give it to the guy on Reddit. It does go on easy. It does apply easier when it's more runny, but I still get the brush strokes. I think the only way I'm gonna get away from truly get away from brush strokes is when I finally get my airbrush kit, which, like I was saying earlier, to those of you who weren't here earlier, I decided I'm not gonna get a $50 one. I'm instead gonna save up, and I'm gonna end up getting about $300 worth of stuff. But that's the compressor, 3 different airbrush brushes, and the little hood, the painting studio hood thing. Try mixing it a little thinner for the next round. Wastewater cup. And then I let that sit and dehydrate until it becomes solid paint, and then I can throw the solid paint away. That way I don't have to worry about paint going down the drain. Because paint down drain equals bad. Even your like Crayolas and stuff that are washable, you shouldn't really put those down your sink for 2 reasons. One, it can cause issues with your plumbing because it can build up on your pipes. And 2, your municipality wastewater treatment facility might not be set up to be able to handle things like paint coming in. And it can cause issues with their wastewater treatment process that they then have to correct for by using additional chemicals and whatnot. So, the best way to deal with paintbrush or wash water waste, I have found, but double check with your municipality because again, your ruling might be different than my area, but where I live, I can throw the dried paint in regular trash. Now, I can't throw the wet paint in there. I have to let it completely dry out before I can do that. So that's what that wastewater cup does, is I just let it fill up. And eventually, I just stick it outside here in Arizona, except for this week. And it just kind of dries out and becomes a hard chunk that I can then throw away. If I'm lucky, I can reuse the cup over and over again. So far, this will be its 4th round. What I'm doing here is I'm going to be super gluing this together. So I'm making sure I have a nice rough surface with some sandpaper for the paint to stick to. Or not the paint, the glue. This is just some Bob Smith Industries stuff that I got off of Amazon. That's cyanoacrylate, also known as super glue. Gorilla makes a version of it. And out of everything I've tried for PLA prints, this stuff works the best. Now what I do, I put a little bit of the activator on the mating part, so that when I do this, see, and now I got it off. That's the hazards of doing it the way I just did it. Now it's off a little bit. That upsets me a little bit. But we'll work with it. I don't know, can I pop it apart? And try this again. Might get lucky. Ow. Ha! I messed up the paint job, but I got it off. Yeah, see, that's too blue. Okay. Let's see if I can... Oh, that's gonna be too much black, probably. I didn't want to have to mix up a whole batch, but it looks like I'm gonna have to now. You know what, might as well just give it a whole coat since this is a slightly different shade of gray than the other coat. Seriously, just do that. I just seriously got paint all over my hand. You wanna know what's even funnier about that? Is I bought gloves. So I don't get paint and stuff on my hands. And then do I use them? No. Okay, let's try that again. Without as much fail this time. try it without the activator this time. Now what I can do... squirt some of the activator on key spots. Okay, there we go. Wipe the excess activator off. You are so right, Jinx. Why would I ever want to use my use my gloves? They just get dirty. There's a little bit of a gap. But it's not going anywhere. Okay. So, this, I'm going to paint everything the same color gray now. At least everything on the outside. See, and they don't even quite fit me right. But I'm on one of those weird sizes that if I buy the large size gloves, they're too tight. And I buy the extra large gloves, and they do this. I'm making a double batch of my gray hair. That might have been too much water. We'll find out in a minute. Yeah, that was a bit too much water, but I think I can work with it. Yeah, it's about the right consistency. Yeah. Well, that goes on really easy on the unpainted stuff, so. But I'm gonna have to do multiple coats. I can see that already. I know I'm painting over some stuff that I have already weathered and done, but I want the gray stone to match all the way up on the outside, so. I want all of this to match the same color gray. I may not have to put a second coat on, we'll see. It seems to be covering rather well. You know, if I don't get perfect coverage on the stuff that I've already weathered, well, that kind of works out, because it just adds to the weathering. But at least this way, it's the same color as everything, you know? It's the same color gray. batch was slightly darker than the last batch, so...
I saw it when I walked, boy.
See? This is the problem with doing custom colors. That is way too watery. Much better.
boy when I walk, boy.
So at least it's a consistent gray now. Hi, Jace. Yeah, I saw the pictures you posted the other day in Spoon's chat. I was the one that made the comment that, you know, a cat has to sleep 26 hours a day to keep its batteries recharged. That's why I put the gloves on. Because I knew inevitably I was going to end up painting myself. That's okay, Jace. Stand up to paint down in here. I don't even know if my snake's gonna make it down in here. Because I don't know if that doorway is big enough for her. Which is why this isn't gonna get glued on. I'm gonna figure out some kind of way to pin it. So if she does get up in here and gets stuck, I can get her out. Time is an illusion. Lunchtime, doubly so. Oh, come on. Wipe off. There you go. Start with that much water before I add more. I don't need a lot of paint for this last little bit. Yeah, my sleep schedule is unfortunately very predictable. Even on the weekends when I want to sleep in, I wake up at 5 in the morning. My body just won't let me sleep past that point anymore. It's gotten so used to doing it for work on the weekdays that the weekends are just like, nope, you're getting up. Again, I doubt anybody's gonna ever see this, but if I know it's there, it's gonna bug me. Well, evidently your body needed it. Okay, where did the roof go? There's the roof. Because I'm gonna paint the inside of the roof with this. Sometimes your body just does that. Just goes, I need sleep. I'm not waking up. Nobody may ever see this part, but it's at least getting a coat of paint. I don't know if we'll get to painting the shingles today or not, but at least the inside's painted of that. We'll let that dry and see how it looks and see if it needs another coat. If it needs another coat, I'll mix up a whole huge batch. Like the equivalent of 4 of my normal batches, and just paint the whole dang thing again. Meantime, move some stuff out of the way here. The advantage of having glass. Unless it's a paint explicitly designed for painting glass, like, you know, a dye. Putty knife works really well. We're gonna let that sit and dry for a little while longer. That doesn't seem to be speeding it up too much, but I got laundry that I'm doing, and it's time to move it to the dryer, so will it be alright back? The ad break fell right while I was away. Oh, I just realized I needed to paint that gray too. The bricks. I forgot this one had a chimney on it. That's okay. This isn't dry enough to do the washes in the dry brush yet, so it's gonna have to dry a little longer. But on the plus side, looks like I don't need to recoat it, and the colors are consistent across them now. I'm even looking at the camera, and yeah. Yay, consistency. So I'm gonna have to mix up some gray, but I also, was it turquoise that I used? I think it was turquoise. A little bit of this Christmas green. And some charcoal gray last time to make my slate. And then my wood was bark brown, which I'm getting kind of low on that. Yeah, there's still some down in there. Yeah, so we'll base coat the entire thing. That's kind of using the gray as the primer, but then it'll also be the final color of the smokes, the chimney here. And then we'll try to mix up that slate color and see about making the slate tiles their greenish gray color that they that I made last time. And then all the wood planks that hold it in place. Okay. water. That ended up bluer. I think it's only a primer coat, pretty much. As I drop it. Swinging around. Guys, what did I do again? I didn't wear gloves, and I just got my hand all gray. But yeah, that definitely is a bluer gray. Paint on my watch. I haven't checked this in a little while. No, they haven't been talking all that much. Oh, wait. So yeah, I guess this will work as a primer coat, but I'm gonna have to try to do something with that tower. Or not the tower, the chimney. Start the drying process in that, but it's not done yet. See, and this is all still wet in the corners. I may call the stream, guys, just so I can make sure all of this stuff dries thoroughly before I do the next steps. But yeah, that is definitely a bluer shade of gray. But again, like I said, this is all just a primer coat mostly on this one. I was hoping to just keep the chimney the same color, but gonna have to mix up. Slightly lighter. Let's see if I can make a lighter gray here. A little bit more white. Touch of navy blue. Not a whole lot, just a touch. No, 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 that's way too much. That's probably enough right there. Didn't want to come out, didn't want to come out, all of a sudden, explode. Yeah, see, that instantly took it to blue. And I didn't even put that much in there. I mean, well... maybe a touch more of the cobalt or the charcoal gray. not 100%, but it's closer. Than this, because that's going bluer as we speak. Yeah, that's a pretty good match. It's not perfect, but it's closer than, yeah. Oh, there's the piece that I was looking for.
when I walk, boy.
Yeah, see, it's a little darker. But I think up there, nobody's gonna notice. Except all of you, because I've shown it to you. Why does my ear itch so much today? Definitely too blue. Went a little heavy-handed with the blue on that one, but I think I saved it with the chimney. Like I said, it's going to end up a slightly darker shade. But I think still usable. Clear cutting this is going to be fun. Because ultimately what's going to happen is I bought 2 cans of clear coat acrylic in the matte finish. And once I get this whole thing done, it's gonna get clear coated with that to seal it and protect it. And then it's gonna sit for a couple of days while it dries out and airs out. But the other thing that's going on there, I just don't know if I'm putting them on before or after I do the clear coat. Because I almost want to try to clear coat over the top of this stuff. So I've got some dead dried vines. and some fiber cluster foliage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down some of the dead stuff and then put some of this over the top of it. And try to make it look like vines and stuff are growing. But I think I'm in a good stopping point right now. Next Sunday, I'm probably gonna work on getting this done with the color I want. Like I said, it's gonna be kind of a mix of turquoise, charcoal gray, and this glitter green. They call it Christmas green. But it's got metallic flakes in it. And I liked the last time I made the roof with that. It looked really good. And it kind of gave it this sparkly look. The wood is gonna be... I think I used bark. I can't remember if I used bark brown or earth brown for the base. And then I used a little bit of toasted almond here and there to just put little accents on it. And then I used, what is it? Metallic charcoal gray. It's basically charcoal gray with metal flakes in it to do the what looks like nails holding down the wood planks. And then on this one, we'll see how this looks. I may paint that again with another coat of even lighter gray, and then I might do terracotta for the actual chimney pieces themselves. Although terracotta might... I mean, it is rather... I mean, well, it's terracotta. It's an orangish tan. And then after that's done, then we'll do all of the dirt wash, you know, the dirty wash over the entire outside. And then it's dry brushing and then adding the flourishes. So yeah, I think we got to a good spot today with painting this. Is there anybody I want to throw you at, though? I know I'm ending it about 20 minutes early, but right now it's literally waiting for paint to dry, and it may be 20 minutes before it dries, so... And I'm not seeing anybody I want to really throw you at. But thank you all for watching on YouTube. Give me a